Morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. This week I was having a conversation with somebody and they said, Shanna, I think you might be on the spectrum. Now, in a roundabout ways, I could have been offended by them saying that, especially since they're not a doctor of psychology or psychiatry. But upon internally investigating myself, I don't necessarily think they have it wrong. Zine, I have always been the kind of person who will go to lengths to make sure that I am achieving my goals. So much so that I will block everybody else out. So, you know how you will have kids who have attention deficit disorder, but it's not necessarily to a task that they're doing for themselves. It's for a task that somebody else is trying to get them to do. So that one kid who is always playing with the trucks, playing with the trucks, playing with the trucks, even though you say to them, you need to go clean your room, and their only attention is centered on the truck. I feel like I am that way, but in adult form. Like, I will go to any ends that it takes to make sure that if I'm doing something for me, I see it through. And that kid might very well eventually stop playing with those trucks, but not until they feel satiated, right? Yeah, I'm gonna buy a new salt shaker yet, so I'm still use the old one. At this point, I need to just shake the salt out of the box. So, our pinch of salt going in, and some nutmeg, as usual. And that is always how I treat life. If it's important to me, if I think it needs to be done, then it will be done. And I have sat and thought about the way that my life has been going so far and seen some of the measures that I've taken to make sure that I am successful and where I'm at today. And me never go lower. Let's do that part first. But even in the initial stages of not having a full understanding of how life works, or how I'm gonna get there, or what I'm gonna do to achieve what I need to achieve, I have always been able to figure it out in a way that does not become detrimental to me or the people around me, even when they're trying to distract me, even when they're trying to pull me in another way. I will literally put blinders on, focus, and figure it out. Today is creamer's gingerbread. It's one of those limited edition flavors. And then I'm going to put some oat milk in there too. And no, I don't drink coffee hot, I drink it lukewarm. There's no reason on God's green earth why I should burn off my tongue. Perfect. So when I go blinders on for anything that I'm doing, what becomes detrimental is that it might often come off as me being selfish. So to counter all of that, I mentally put myself in a space where I check in with my friends, I check in with my family. If you're important to me, every now and again I'll make sure I'll check in. But it can be perceived as me being selfish because I will literally block people out. Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's very important for me to get where I want to be, that I do it for me. And so even sometimes when people think they're coming with all these generous, grandiose ideas that could make my life better, I cannot see it because of the space where I put myself in to get it done. But that don't mean that your opinion isn't valid. It's just not valid to me in this moment. And a lot of people will not understand that. But hear me out for a quick second. If anything that I just stated is reminiscent of you and how you live your life, you do not owe anybody an apology as to how you decide to make your future work for you. I've always said it and I will say it again. If you're not harming anybody in the process, if you're not killing or taking somebody's rights away, do what you need to do for you to get to where you want to be. The world is a selfish, unkind, and unfair space. And if you can find peace in the things that you do while you get to where you want to be, just do it. No apologies necessary, no explanations necessary, especially not as a big grown adult. To be fair, maybe all of we have a little touch. Maybe all of we are at some wavelength on the spectrum. Maybe some of us are ADHD, maybe some of us are ADD, maybe some of us are just DFC, don't fucking care. And that makes us all individuals in this melting pot that we call life, and we are important and we are here. So go ahead, continue to live your life as you see fit. Stop explaining yourself to people. And if their opinion or what they're offering to you doesn't seem valid in the moment, don't feel like you have to take it, because you don't. We are all born with that innate gift to understand what is good for us and what doesn't serve us. Continue to do the things that serve you. Continue to take advantage of the things that are good for you.